G'day guys, welcome back to another shark video, and today we're going to have a look at some images of a shark encounter that took place in December last year in Western Australia. But before we move on with that, I'll just let you guys know what I've got planned for the Australian summer. Now, great white shark activity is increased in December, January and February here in Australia. They come in a lot closer to shore, so what I'm looking at doing is videos on sightings of unusual size, reports of sharks like between 6 meters and over. Maybe if we're lucky this summer that the 7 meter shark that was reported back in 2016 might actually return and we could get some really cool footage of that shark. But I'm looking forward to doing that in our Australian summer, which is December, January and February. So today we're going to have a look at some images. Well, the actual video itself I will link in the description bar down below. You can go check it out, but I'll just read this from the news.com Australia. A Western Australian man has filmed a close encounter with a massive great white shark at one of the state's most popular beaches. Esperance filmmaker Dave Riggs, now he's the guy who was part of the documentary about the great white shark, the female 13-foot shark that disappeared in 2003, which I've done a video on before, which will pop up right now if you want to go watch that. He does a lot of drone footage and photography and studies the movements and the migration of great white sharks, and some of his footage is quite good, so you should go check it out. Now, Dave Riggs filmed the shark approximately 50 metres off Fourth Beach at Twilight Bay using a drone on Saturday. So this was, like I said, last year in 2017. It is not far from West Beach, which is one of Western Australia's busiest and most famous beaches. Mr. Riggs estimates the shark was between 5 and 6 metres long. The footage shows the animal getting uncomfortably close to a 8.5 metre patrol boat. So if you have a look at that image yourself, and you know they've estimated the shark around about 5 to 6 metres in length, and that's a 8.5 metre boat. And I try to do this is probably the best footage I could get with the shark in line with the boat. And I would have to say it's pretty close to 6 metres, maybe even over 6 metres. Now the shark itself hasn't broken the surface yet, so it looks like it's still a fair bit under the water there. So just let me know in the comment section down below, how big do you think this shark could really be? So, but I'll tell you what, it's a massive shark patrolling close to a beach in Western Australian Esperance. It's around the same area as I said about the 2003 13-foot shark that went missing. So, and I'm not sure how true this is. I think I might have got this from Dave Riggs himself in one of these other articles. Apparently you can actually tell the difference between great whites that stay close to the shallows and the sharks that come from the deep sea. Like the ones come from the deep have a darker colour on top of them, where the ones that hang around the coastline a bit more have a lighter colour. So I'm not too sure about that. So if I find out if that's correct, I'll pass it on in another video. But there you go, guys. That's a fairly big shark from last year. Now some of these videos are probably sightings that a couple of years ago on that, but like I said, when the Australian summer comes along, we'll have fresh reported sightings of great white sharks in our coastline, and I'll do up-to-date videos of those in the future and that, so stay tuned for that, guys. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Drop a comment down below, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.